Labour Congress NLC President Joe Ajaero was picked up by the Department of State Service DSS because he shunned an invitation from a law enforcement agency undertaking an investigation. This is contained in a statement issued by Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy. In which it rejected that it called the false claims about human rights abuses and violations in Nigeria made by the Trade Union Congress in the United Kingdom at the opening of its conference in London on Tuesday. Ajaero was on his way out of the country to attend the conference before his arrest at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The statement said Ajaero, who probably considers himself above the law, was slated to speak at the same conference where the UK TUC leader attacked Nigerian. His actions, however, have serious consequences as no one is above the law in Nigeria. Clearly, under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, no person is above the summons of law enforcement agencies and lawful investigation. Like the United Kingdom and other civilized nations, Nigeria is a country of law governed by the Constitution. He went on to say that we are not aware that there is anyone in the United Kingdom or anywhere in Europe and the United States, trade union leaders inclusive, who will flagrantly ignore the invitation or summon of M15 or Scotland Yard or treats the FBI with the level of disdain Mr. Ajaero has subjected law enforcement agency in Nigeria. Let's look at Mr. Ajaero's story now. This is coming after he was released on Monday night, late Monday night, and now he's been arrested the second time. Well, he's been invited rather, and he refused to honor the invitation. Let's see. What do you make of this story?
Going to Ajaero's story is a whole lot, but I want to take it bit by bit so that I'm looking at the flawed issue that we have. That's where my interest is.
All right.
So the Ajaero, the way he emerged, the way he's playing his activism and cumulating into leading the labor space in Nigeria is something that still beats my imagination.
Okay.
Although his activism and his charisma has not been in question or in doubt, Ajaero is playing into the hands of the Nigerian government, because now the Nigerian government and the security agencies has to be held to the jugular before they will act. Why didn't they return Ajaero till the next day? If they know, because now Ajaero and the labor is using the labor force as their defense mechanism. They are now using them because if you get to Ajaero, the labor will say that we give you so time. If he's not released, we shut down the economy. How did we get here? That's the question. How did we get to this point that an individual will use his office to now, hold the Nigerian government to ransom? And that is what the Nigerian government wants. You are summoning Ajaero, like Bayo Onanuga is saying.
Yes.
But the fuel brouhaha we're having in Nigeria, who has summoned the Minister of Petroleum? The substantive Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm removing the president. I'm calling him the Minister of Petroleum is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Who invites him? No, you're talking about nobody is above the law.
Okay.
You are calling Ajaero for questioning. You are now forgetting that there are people who are above the law.
So in what sense do you think that the Minister of Petroleum should be called for questions?
No, now the Senate is looking for where to call people to come and answer questions, but you are leaving the bigger elephant in the house. Who should know why Nigerians are buying fuel, are buying PMS at the rate of 1,400 naira and are not seeing it at all to purchase? So between Ajaero and the Minister of Petroleum, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who has a bigger question to answer? Or is it that, no, I'm coming. Look at where Ajero is holding them, why they are fighting Ajero. I don't want to play an ethnic card. Is it because Ajero is coming from the southeast? You saw the humiliation he suffered in the hands of security agencies in Imo State. Who can bear that? Have any of the labor leaders parallel to him suffered that kind of fate? That's how it's no. If you know that Ajero controls a larger population, or he has the capacity of disrupting the economy of Nigeria, why not use a carrot stick approach to invite him? During the negotiation of the minimum wage, Ajero held them to the jugular. Ajero also, negotiated firmly. They felt that Ajero had dragged the Nigerian state, and he's painted the Bola Tinubu administration in a bad light. I don't know if you get that.
Yes.
Then now, they have finished sorting that out. You are now putting Ajero in the midst of those who are behind the End Bad Governance protests. You are now bringing Ajero in the midst of his problem with airpeace. So what really is the issue? Where will you bring Ajero to?
All right.
What is really happening? So for me, I'm asking the Nigerian government not to go to the route of allowing a particular person in Nigeria to hold them to the jugular.
Okay, let's take a look at this last story. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has berated the federal government over the arrest of the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, by the Department of State Service and the takeover of the Abuja office of the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP. Recall that Ajaero was arrested in the early hours of Monday by the Department of State Service DSS at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. On the same day, DSS operatives laid siege to SERAP's office in Abuja. The 2023 presidential candidate of the PDP, in a statement posted on his verified X account on Tuesday, wrote that the escalating assault on civil society and the media by the Bola Tinubu administration are profoundly disturbing. The level of oppressive control now imposed surpasses even the harshest days of military dictatorship. The recent arrest of Mr. Joe Ajaero, president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, en route to an official event, epitomizes this regime's relentless campaign to intimidate and subdue organized labor. Let's take it there. Now, what do you make of this?
It's also the one leg to what I just said a few minutes ago.
Yes, so I just want you to marry the two of them together. Yes.
So, Bola Tinubu, who has suffered such fate during his days in Nadeko, who knows what activity is all about.
All right.
And who knows what about holding government accountable is all about. The Labour president will not hold the government accountable by going to hold Tinubu by the hands. Or begin to use unlawful means on holding the president account. It's through the means of labor agitation and making sure that the labor sector is taken care of. So if the government is seeing Ajaero in a bad light, it is unfortunate, because the days of the military era, which Bola Tinubu witnessed and also suffered within that mix, to expected him to be doing. Look at how they clamped down on sending voices. Look at what happened to Ajorin Gelale.
Okay.
It is in the same mist, because now you don't want to hearken to the voice of reason. You don't want to hearken to the voice that said, Mr. President, can we do it like this? You are not going the right way. Let us do it this way. SERAP that have been engaging even during the time of Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari did not take SERAP did not invade SERAP, did not in any way, try to gag the voices of
the media and SERAP.
But now you can see that Bola Tinubu is coming out with another, style of leadership, gagging the media, gagging dissenting voices, gagging those who model. We will not be surprised if he begins to arrest opinion mothers and analysts. Going back to the dark days of the military era. But we are not afraid. We will continue to speak truth to power. no matter whose us is God. What we are here for is for the betterment of the Nigerian nation. Because if Nigeria is better, like one of the musicians of the good old days sang, that Nigeria will be good. If Nigeria is good, it's good for all of us. If Nigeria is bad, all of us are in it together. So by the time Mr. President understands that nobody is his enemy, that nobody is doing anything to undermine his government, all we want is the true and the good governance to prevail in Nigeria. But bringing out these tactics of using, look at, okay, the one that they have arrested Nnamdi Kanu, and the one that during the time they killed the founder of Boko Haram, where have we gotten to? So if they continue gagging all these voices that speaks through to power, it will not augur well for Nigerian security agencies. It will not augur well for the Nigerian government to achieve whatever renewed hope agenda that it has for the Nigerian masses. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ugochukwu. We're wrapping up now, but before we go, I want you to, in a few seconds, just tell us what's your final take on this now? On all of the stories, what's your final take? I would have loved to ask the federal government to, not to always wait for Nigerians to run into a hitch before they start rescuing them, especially as it concerns the flooding in Maiduguri. The floods in Maiduguri, and where even the vice president held so as a governor for 8 years. And he did not do anything conscientiously to use the ecological fund in cushioning the effect of that flood, which he knows that is a yearly occurrence. And this year, it is very, very sad that it has come into this magnitude. And again, palliatives have been sent. Is that what we are waiting for? Anything that happened, we send palliatives, we send handouts, and now IDP camps has also be opened for those who are flood victims. We cannot continue to go this route in Nigeria. We will advocate for good governance and for the government to be proactive instead of reactive. All right, thank you so much. This is where we wrap it up on Open Conversation today. We're open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter at Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Victor Peter. Thank you so much for watching.
As always said, there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountain, through the Sahara, we bring only sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.